Thanks very much, Carol and Matt. I am here with Chairman Conrad, head of the Budget Committee. Mr. Chairman, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You've got what you call a defining vote tomorrow in the Senate on a proposal you and Senator Gregg have been working on for about 2 years now, this idea of a bipartisan task force to confront the country's fiscal issues. What's riding on this vote for you?
Well, I think in many ways the economic future of the country is riding on whether or not we get a commission, bipartisan commission, whose recommendations would actually get a vote in Congress to confront this debt threat.
Now, as you and I have talked about this before, this commission would not actually automatically come up with ideas. This is a long-term process, a process that President Obama backed over the weekend. How important is that?
I thought it was very, very important that the president come out strongly in favor of this bipartisan commission that would have the ability, if 14 of the 18 members would agree, to get a vote before the House and the Senate. On an assured basis. You know, we don't need another commission report that sits on a dusty shelf somewhere. We need a report that will really get at the debt bomb that is facing America.
You've got taxes on the table, tax increases. You've got spending cuts on the table. Everything on the table?
Everything is on the table. And look, I just pointed out in a speech on the floor, revenue as a share of our economy is the lowest it's been in 60 years. Spending as a share of our economy is the highest it has been in 60 years. So some groups are saying, oh no, don't do this because you might affect spending. Some are saying, oh no, don't do this, you might affect revenue. Hey, let's get real. If we don't deal with spending and revenue, we're not going to deal with the debt. And the debt is headed for levels that are totally unsustainable. And that's the considered judgment of the head of the Congressional Budget Office, the head of the Office of Management and Budget, the head of the Federal Reserve, and the Secretary of the Treasury. So, look, this is a defining moment.
Those voices of opposition, though, are powerful voices, loud voices. You need 60 votes to get this through on the Senate floor. Where do you stand right now? Because those voices have been very, very active.
We have been gaining momentum. We've been gaining votes throughout the last 48 hours. Look, 60 votes is a tough, tough hurdle when you've got the right in opposition, you've got the left in opposition. The question is, will the middle hold? If we're not successful here, we're not giving up, because we know that the economic future of the country is riding on whether or not we confront in an effective way this debt threat.
All right, let me ask you, you've got this big vote tomorrow. There's a lot of other things going on this week. We've got Chairman Bernanke in the news, of course. A lot of our viewers waiting to see what the Senate does with his confirmation. Where are you going to vote?
I strongly support Chairman Bernanke's reappointment. I believe when the history of this period is written, he will prove to be one of the heroes. Did he make mistakes in the early going? Absolutely, don't we all? But at the end of the day, if he hadn't done what he did to provide liquidity to this economy, I believe we would have had a global financial collapse, and I've got very good reason to believe that's what would have occurred.
Do you have very good reason to believe that your fellow Democrats and enough Republicans are going to be there to get the 60 votes he needs?
I do. I think at the end of the day, Chairman Bernanke will be re-upped and will continue his service. And we need somebody with his experience and his knowledge and I think the awareness that he developed during this real crucible